Hey Thrivers, welcome back. I heard something recently that made me stop and think. Someone said, if you believe you are healed and whole, then you are. Now, on the surface, that sounds so powerful, right? What we think, we become. The Bible even says that what a man thinks or believes in his heart, he is. So I do believe that our mindset shapes our reality. But here's the thing, belief alone isn't enough. If you believe you are healed, but your habits, your patterns, your responses are still moving from a place of survival, are you truly living as a healed person? The Bible also states that faith without works is dead. Faith is a strong belief in something that is evidenced by your actions. That's what we're going to talk about today. How healing isn't just about what you believe, but also how you live. See, belief is the first step. You have to believe healing is possible for you. But this is where people get stuck. They think once they believe it, everything will just fall into place. That's not true. That old triggers will disappear, that the patterns will stop showing up. But healing is a practice. It's a process of rewiring how you think, how you move, and how you respond to the world. Because even if your mind says, I am whole, if your body is still reacting in fear, if your decisions are still being made from trauma, if your relationships still reflect old wounds, then there's still work to be done, right? Neuroscientists talk about how the brain creates pathways based on repetition. Dr. Joe Dispenza explains that thoughts are powerful, but they have to be paired with action. You don't just think your way into a new reality. You train your body, your nervous system, and your habits to align with what you believe. So, if you say, I am healed, but you're still reacting from fear, people pleasing, shutting down, or self sabotaging, it's not that you're failing, it's that your body and mind haven't fully caught up with your belief yet. And that takes work. I remember a time when I was saying all the right things. I was speaking my affirmations, telling myself I was whole and that I had moved past my trauma. But then, of course, something happened. I was triggered and I immediately went back into old habits, fear, withdrawal, shutting people out, shutting down, all the good stuff, okay? And I had to ask myself, if I am truly believing that I am whole and healed, then why am I still acting like I'm not? That's when I realized my belief was there, but my lifestyle hadn't caught up. My nervous system still needed rewiring. My decisions still needed to shift. I had to start living as if I was healed, not just saying it. So let me ask you, do your habits match the healing you say you believe in? When something triggers you, do you respond from your healed self or your past self? Are there patterns in your life that don't align with the person you are becoming? These questions are not to shame you, they're checkpoints. Because healing isn't about believing in your wholeness, it's about embodying it. So how do we make that shift, right? That's the good question, right? How do we align our belief with our reality? So here we go. We catch ourselves in the moment. When we feel ourselves slipping into an old pattern, stop and ask, is this action coming from my healed self or my wounded self? We have to rewire the response. Instead of just recognizing the pattern, replace it. Yeah. If your old habit is shutting down when hurt, practice communicating instead. If your old pattern is fearing loss, practice trusting that what's meant for you will stay. Practice small acts of your new self daily. Healing isn't one big old moment. It's a series of daily choices. If you believe you're healed, start making decisions as if that's already true. How would a healed person respond? How would they move? What would they say yes to? What would they let go of, right? So have compassion for the process, right? Growth isn't instant, healing is learned, and you're unlearning years, sometimes decades of survival patterns. So give yourself some grace, okay? Listen. Your belief in your healing is powerful, but your transformation happens in the living of it. So today, I want you to ask yourself, where in my life do I need to stop just believing I'm healed and start walking in it? Because that shift, that is where your real freedom is. All right? So if this message spoke to you, share it with someone who need to hear it. And if you haven't subscribed and be a part and become a part of this community, we are healing, growing, and living in our wholeness together. Until next time, take care of yourself because you are so worth it.